Hey guys, it's Amber and welcome to day 2 of my October daily. So I'm going to be featuring a few photos from a day we spent at Disney for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So I'm struggling a little bit because I have very blue happy Disney photos mixed with very Halloween-y looking extras and photos. So I'm trying to figure out what embellishments I'm going to use. But let me show you my photos here. So I've got an enlargement here that's 7x9 of myself in front of the castle. An enlargement of the castle lit up with the light show and a bunch of fireworks. So those will go back to back and just get punched out. I also have a 4x6 photo here of my brother and sister and her boyfriend. The main entrance, another shot of the fireworks that I just really liked, spinning teacups, and one of the Mickeys. Just some simple shots. I don't really feel like I need to document the entire thing. I grabbed 2 of these so that I could put one in this album and one in another album for the entire trip. So I will use something to adhere that into the album. I've got 2 wristbands because my brother didn't worry about keeping his, so he gave me an extra, which was nice. So I'll have an extra for this. Let's see. So what I'm considering doing for the photos is using one of these scrapbook.com page protectors. They are pre-designed so that you have a flip out. This one happens to have 2 4x6s and then 2 3x4s, which ultimately ends up in being 4 of each. And what's nice is that even though it was pre-designed this way, I realized very quickly that the way it's folded, I could easily just flip it over and have 2 4x6s and have the flip be on the inside, which I think I will really like because I can have the intro to what's going on be here, flip, have this flip, and then have the enlargements here. I'd rather have those be on the inside and the flip be on the inside instead of the reverse, because then the photos of us would be kind of cut off with what would be here. So I think that would look good. So as far as what I have for embellishments, I have a couple things pulled off to the side here that are Halloween specific. So I have this Not So Scary Halloween pattern paper. This is from Scrapbook Customs that I got from scrapbook.com. I was thinking about trying to cut a 4x6 out of this right here as like a title card. I don't think that I can get a, yeah, this pumpkin's too tall for me to get it's like just over 4 1/4. So I think it'll be too tall for me to try to fussy cut it out and fit it into a 4x6. But I could always put it on my enlargement, I guess, if I really felt the need. But so I have that pattern paper. I have this really old pattern paper that I could cut out a 3x4. This is from the Say Cheese Halloween collection from Simple Stories. But it has like rides and teacups and jack-o'-lanterns and caramel apples. And along with that, I have some stickers that I could potentially use, as well as some chipboard pieces here that are cute. I've got a couple little characters, a little banner, and then there's some balloons and a little jack-o'-lantern, like sugar skull, I think, that fell back behind there I need to take a look at. So I've got those couple items that are very Halloween specific and Disney Halloween specific. I have a couple just Disney things. These are some puffy stickers, acrylic pieces, word phrase stickers, and wooden pieces that are from the Magical Memories collection from Ellie's Studio. So I have a couple things here that potentially I could do something with. And I also have these September die cuts from Ellie's Studio, and I really liked this, Our Favorite Place to Be. I thought I could put that on the photo of the 4 of us. We like to go every year. It's like our 4th year doing something Disney related in the fall. And then I also pulled out, because I'm kind of torn with the fact that like these are like happy and blue compared to like purple and oranges, some what I believe are Simple Stories cards, but I'm not 100% sure. So a series of cards here that I thought could help, maybe, you know, pick a couple to help fill in the places of what I'm going to have left over in my page protector. I'm one of those people who does not think that I have to have 4x6s just because I have 4x6 open spaces. I am fine with putting a 3x4 here and then a blank card and then a photo, and or the vice versa. So I think that can look really cool. And then I also pulled out this one here, which says Boo to You. These are so old at this point, I'm not even sure who these are, but I'm pretty sure these are from the same set because it looks like the same colors and it looks like the same skull from some of the designs. But these have little characters that are dressed up, and it's Boo to You and Halloween colors and themes. So just trying to figure out at this point what I want to do or how I want to do it. There's a couple like little tickets here that could be like really cute to like maybe layer, or the happiness starts here again could go on like that photo of us, or you know, I'm just not sure. I kind of need to like dig through a little bit and see what all is in here. But I'm just really need to kind of just get started getting things trimmed out, start filling in the pockets, and I need to also figure out where or how I want to include this. I'm kind of thinking that I could like just cut it right here, or I could let it go like all the way across the page so that it looks like a wristband like that and trim it. Or I could let it go across one of the 4x6 photos and be a little bit shorter. So I just have to make those decisions as I go. So we'll see where we end up together. Okay, so I got all my photos cropped out, and I decided to start with the divided page protector. So sliding just the 4x6 photo in and just seeing how I want to move the 3x4s around. Kind of just looking for color balance, deciding which ones I want on the flip, which ones I want to show or be hidden, just kind of playing around with like the color balance, things like that. Sometimes it's hard to describe why I put certain things in the way I do, but just making those decisions. So I was originally planning to use that pattern paper, but decided just to go with these cards here instead. Came up with a little plan here that came together really quickly. Actually, sometimes I have a tendency to like go back and forth on my decision making, but these came together really simply and I really like that. So I used that star pattern paper card with the tickets. I wish I had a fourth ticket. It would have been perfect since there was 4 of us, but I still was happy with how that came out. And I also used that red arrow, put some red line tape on it because it was on the outside of the page protector, and I broke the barrier there by putting it over the edge, which I thought looked really cute. So I went ahead and stuck those down, and I'm just using pattern paper. And I was originally going to go with all cards and decided that that was not quite the right look that I wanted to go for. So I started digging through my stash a little bit more. And just thought that this little vampire character was really cute, even though it didn't necessarily have anything to do with the photos. I just really liked the purple on it and thought it was cute, and then ended up helping pull together the layout as I started going through. So I'm using this Simple Stories pattern paper as another black and white, and that worked out really well. And gave me a place to add my wristband. Sorry, I had to think of the word there. So I'm trimming that off a little bit wider than I know I'm going to need it, so that once I'm ready to finally glue it down in place, I can trim it down to exactly where I want it. And then I dug a little bit further into my stash and I found this American Crafts pattern paper. On one side it's like purple spider webs, and on the other side it is this multicolor Halloween star print. I'm just trying to look at the name here, but I don't even have a name for it, or a year even, so it'll probably be hard to find. It's definitely a few years old. But I'm going to end up actually using both sides of the pattern paper, and it works out great because it matches the background of the wristband, which is purple spider web, so it's perfect. So here's where I decided, hey, this is going to work out really well. So I have 3 purple pieces basically, which kind of help tie the inside of this flip out together. And there's also a little bit of orange on there because I've got that orange Mickey pumpkin, the orange in the stars, the orange pumpkin again with the little chipboard characters holding. So it just kind of helps create ballads. So just cutting that out and tucking that in there. And now that I've made those decisions, I'm ready to go ahead and put these down. Since all 4 pieces in the top pocket are 3x4 cards, I'm just grabbing a piece of random scrap paper, cutting it down to 4x6, and that just gives me something to mount all of these onto. So I'm just using some rolling adhesive to adhere those side by side, and then I'm doing the same just to adhere the tickets down as well. And then now I'm adhering the photos and pattern paper that are on the back to the same. Just needed something to hold everything together and provide some stability. So there I'm just trimming the edges so that everything's nice and even. And sliding that into place. And I really like the way that that front little page turned out. Here I'm adding the chipboard piece to the outside of the page protector just for some dimension. And now I'm working on the bottom photo. Because that's already a 4x6, I just need to add the 2 3x4s to the back of that. So I'm just doing the same thing, adding them with the rolling adhesive, trimming that with the trimmer because they both were quite off, and then I'll use a little bit of red line tape to add the wristband in place just because it was kind of a weird material, I guess because of being waterproof and sweatproof or whatever it is. I needed something that would help it stick down. So I may end up going back and adding a couple chipboard stars or puffy stars to that, but for now I'm just leaving it really simple. And then I was just looking to see how I wanted to attach that Mickey's Halloween Party pamphlet and map. So I'm using those, and I'm sorry, I apologize for the glare, but the Felicity Jane, they're called acetate pop-ins. But it's pretty much a 6x8 piece of acetate with the adhesive already attached. So I just peeled the backing off, stuck it right to the back of the map, and then that's ready to go. And then I just used that with my page protector to punch the extra holes because the scrapbook.com page protectors only have 2 holes in them, and I need 6 for it to go into the album. So after a little bit of consideration, I decided that I was going to go ahead and put the enlarged photos in the front instead of behind the divided page protector, and that was just primarily because I couldn't really find a good place to put a number 2. So I decided to use the Ellie's Studio acrylic Mickey Mouse pieces to keep this really simple, but add a place for my number. So I'm going through my puffy stickers here, and I decided to use the Allie Edwards gold puffy numbers. Those are from the December daily kit. I want to say maybe 2020. And I started to put a 3 on there, and I was like, nope, 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 this is day 2. So I put the 2 on the main circle there. And then I decided to use my scrapbook.com 2-inch adhesive tape there to help adhere these so that you didn't see any of the adhesive. So I actually stuck these down onto a piece of the roll, cut them out. I'm actually using my shirt there to help pull off all my fingerprints because they really got fingerprinted up as I was touching these a ton. And then I peeled off the backing and adhered these down. And I really love the very, very simple look that that created on the page. And I love that the gold 2 matches the 50 on the castle for their 50th anniversary. So that was another reason why I had selected that number. So here you can see I'm just popping everything into the album, and I'm really happy with how this came out. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you soon for day 3. Thanks again.